choice.
I like Lipschwitz.
And that's who I am.
So, are you having trouble with macro?
No, not really. I don't give a shit about it.
Why not?
I mean, you really think it's something that is going to help? Sorry. 60, it's not bad. I mean, with...
And when they met up on the field and through the final out that Mother's Day Sunday, Fennell was one of the first to try and race out of the dugout. He is a competitor. He is still waiting to go even get Fisher to reduce the timeout.
Fisher continues to build his national lead in timeouts called. Nobody uses the timeout like Andrew Fisher.
This is outstanding. This is like a stare down right here. Oh, gosh. Like he ain't moving.
He's not budging. Surely his teammates are getting
Look in the background. Yes, he does. And gets it round out.
This is day one of the 5 Perfect Week Challenge on the tail. We're going to start on the mile.
Mic check, what up, what's up, everybody? John Sanders here with Limitless Hoops. Thank you for joining me on this. What is it, Wednesday? We're on our very, very rare week off of basketball. All right, we take a week off basketball for like Christmas. In early August we take another one, but this has been another one, just the post graduation one. I don't like taking any days off. If you've known me for a while, in my 15 years of coaching basketball, I've taken very few days off. Actually, in all the years that I've played basketball since I was 11, I mean I've missed fewer than 5 practices. I've missed fewer than 3 games. I mean, I like this thing. I love this thing. It's very fun. And I think that showing up gives you the best possible chance to do anything in life, not just basketball. It's just that if you don't show up, think about it. If you don't show up, that's the best way to not do well. So if you do show up, that's the best way to do well. So under that logic, that's what we get. Anyways, let's start the show by speaking of a few different things, okay? All right, first things first. All right, you may love basketball. You may hate basketball. All right? But usually we love it, and that's why we go down this path. That's why this next scenario is such a strange thing, because it's what fuels us. What fuels you more? Is it your love for winning or your hatred for losing? And I believe that most people will say they are fueled more by their hatred for losing. And it's what's given us Michael Jordan in life, maybe even Kobe Bryant. And I see them when they win the games. They're out there, they're clutching the ball, they're super happy, right? But then they get right back to work. But when they lose, it's like the end of the planet, right? And I believe that goes off of our inspirational journey as well, where the best players inspire others, the next best inspire themselves, and then the next best are inspired by positive, then the next best are inspired by negative, and then the least best are not inspired at all. So if it's hatred that is fueling you, I've got to warn you, maybe it's good for right now. But what it's going to do to your head is it's going to make you so very negative over the course of time. It's going to eat away at you. And it's this fuel. It's kind of like the dark side versus, what is the other side called in Star Wars? It's kind of like the dark side of Star Wars. And you don't want to go too far down that path. Yes, it's fuel. Yes, it's this. But the love for winning, if that's what drives you, you're going to have so much more energy that will sustain you throughout your entire life. So if it comes down to it, your love for winning, your hatred for losing, make sure that your love for winning is higher. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a hatred for losing. Okay? You should absolutely have a hatred for losing. Just make sure that you love winning just as much or more so. So be sure to balance all the mental things out in life. All right, and this is a big one that I run into. It's actually one of the questions that we ask on our job application for coaches, and one of the questions that we ask for our new members, for the new members that enter our program. All right, which one is more? Your love for winning or your hatred for losing? And I can't tell you, it's about 80% of people will choose their hatred for losing. If your hatred for losing is what's inspiring you to go out there, you eventually probably just quit, because at least you're not losing. But if your love for winning is what's inspiring you, you're more likely to keep going, because one day you're going to win, no matter what, right? But if all you do is just hate losing, then as soon as you win, all you're thinking about is the next loss. And it's just this destroyed feeling that you have within yourself. And I truly believe that even though the majority of people do choose hatred for losing, and maybe I'm wrong on this one, I believe that if you have a love for winning that trumps your hatred for losing, that you're on the better route to succeeding. Because in the end, we have to get better. In the end, we want to improve. Which one of these two is more likely to let you improve? Well, probably the positive force. All right, so make sure that you balance this stuff. And if you have to have it in balance, go in favor of the love for winning. I promise you, that will be the better solution for your life. Okay? All right. Next thing I'm going to talk about is this. All right, and I'm wondering, this honest question, you guys. All right, am I riding you too hard? Should I ride you more, or should I let you explore? All right, because when I'm out there and I'm pushing you to succeed, and there are some kids that just don't like basketball. All right, there are some kids that are like, well, I don't know if I even want to play this sport, and that's okay. I'm not going to push those kids, but there's some people, or many kids, come to me and say, all I want to do is make the NBA. I just want to make the NBA. I'll do anything. And I'm like, anything? Really? Let's go then. I do this, do that, and then when they go, whoa, that's hard, I just keep pushing them, because I don't listen to their current selves. I listen to their past selves. And I say, no, this is just you being tired responding. You will appreciate me pushing you. But I'm wondering, am I pushing you too hard? All right, because if I have to repeat myself and I have to yell at you so many times, like your parents want me to, and like maybe even you want me to, the game becomes less joyful. I begin to steal the joy away from you, and I don't want to do that. Everyone has their own pace, and I believe that autonomy is an enormous thing in this world, where you're going to need to be able to push yourself to higher limits. So I love allowing autonomy, but as soon as I do that, the parents are like, aren't you going to coach my kid? I'm like, I've told him this exact thing. I don't want to push him too hard. And then it made me think about English class. And if you were trying to write a creative essay and the teacher were over you with the red pen, constantly saying, no, that word's wrong. No, that grammar's, no, like that's wrong. And like, no, that grammar mistake is too big. No, you shouldn't have done it that way. You should do it that way. After a while, you would just drop the pen and be like, I don't want to write this paper anymore. You've sapped the creativity out of me and sapped the joy from the assignment. So I don't want to do that. All right. And the one-on-one workout kids that just get talked to the entire time, you can tell them from a mile away, because they don't see results because they need too much help to push them there, that they're always expecting you to be there. And eventually they don't develop because they have no intrinsic value, meaning that they don't like care to get better. So I don't want to develop that within our own players. Okay? So when you're out there, and if you need me to push you, that's what I'm here for. But I won't push you too hard. It'll be like every other day or something like that. Or like maybe only certain times will I push you. Only if I haven't taught you this certain thing enough will I like get mad at you if you don't do this thing. Usually I stay pretty laid back. And I know some of you guys don't think that. All right, but if I'm yelling at you all the time, it's because I still believe that you want it. If I believe that you don't, I will lay off of you, because I want you to have a passion for the game. So with the question being, should I ride you more or should I let you explore? I want you to explore. And if you happen to be the person that is pushing themselves, that's always going to be the best. But I'll push you. Just so you can see what happens when I do push you and what you're capable of doing beyond your comfort zone. That's when I'll push you. It's just so you can see when I yell, you can run faster. When I yell, you can defend that guy. When I yell, you can do certain things. But I don't want to be a crutch for anybody. So I won't do it forever. I will back off you, and I need you to explore. I need you to be creative. I need you to be self-motivated. So no, I will not push you all the time, no matter how much you want me to, no matter how much your parents want me to, no matter how much it might seem like I should. I'm your coach. I'm not your crutch. Okay? All right. And the last thing I was going to talk about right here will be this. All right. These guys, you know them. You know these guys. All right. We got Harry Lime and Marv Merchants. All right. These guys are known as the Wet Bandits. And if you don't know where they are from, if you don't know who they are from the movie Home Alone. All right, the movie Home Alone, and these guys are the bandits. All right, and I bring them up for a very interesting reason, okay? They wanted to murder Kevin McAllister. They wanted to steal all the stuff in the house. They were definitely not on his side. All right, and you know who that is during our games? You might think that it's me. You might think that it's the opponents. No, it's the referees. All right, and I got to tell you, can't see the referees as the true bad guys. You must see the referees as these bad guys. And what's so special about these bad guys? They're dorky. They're nonsense. These bad guys are not dangerous. All right? These bad guys are fun. You can mess with these bad guys. And a lot of us see the referees as like Darth Vader or Thanos or something like that. No. These are the referees, especially if they suck, right? Okay, they're just bumbling and fumbling, and we need to take advantage of these referees. All right, we need to see it as like a fun setup where we're like, setting up obstacles for these refs to go through so that they end up hurting the other team. Okay, you can use a fumbling, bumbling referee to your advantage. All right, so be like Kevin McAllister and don't be afraid of the referees. Don't be mad at the referees. Don't be frustrated with the referees. No, you go out there and you see them as fumbling, bumbling, and you just smile and you just set up a whole bunch of things like, can you see this ref? And then you lean into him and then you go away. And then you hit the guy and then you go against it. You take charges that might not have been charges. You make the other team completely mad and frustrated about the referees. All right, someone's going to go home. One of the two teams will go home saying, whoa, these refs sucked. These refs cost us the game. These refs are so bad that they called every call wrong against us. Make sure that that's not your team. All right, so when you see it, learn to manipulate the refs, and the worst thing you can do is to talk trash to the referees. Okay, you don't need to talk trash to the referees. All right, you need to just take advantage of them. If anything, just be their best friend. All right, you don't need to call them certain names like Kevin McAllister did. I'll give him that. Okay, he shouldn't have done that. All right, but you need to use the refs to your advantage because I see it as a big Home Alone prop game, and the other team has to figure me out. And the refs are on my side because I know how to use them and they don't. So when the game feels like it's 7 or 8 against 5, make sure that you're on the side of the 7 or the 8, not just on the side of the 5. All right? Because they will swing a game this way or that way because you yelled at them, because you did X, Y, and Z. Make sure that they're swinging it your way because you were smart enough to manipulate a bad situation. So be like the Home Alone kid, Kevin McAllister, and treat the refs like the wet bandits that they are. All right? That's all I had to say for that one. Hopefully you understood that. It's kind of weird, but yeah. Anyways, I like that a lot. All right, let's begin with the quote of the day right now. All right, quote of the day. All right, the quote of the day is obsess about perfecting details. All right, I don't know if anyone's here. If you're here, check it in the comment section so that I know that you're here. But obsess about perfecting details. This is the Steph Curry route to being amazing. All right, he cares about his step back footwork so much that he needs to have it like perfect every single day. He cares about his ball handling so much that he worked on it every single day. You can't just accept like good enough. Like, good enough. The ball went in the basket. No, like, perfect everything so that your step back is, like, so perfect. So that your crossover is so silky smooth. So that your jumper is so wet. All right? That your defense is, like, so perfect. And you want to get used to perfecting details. Make it a part of who you are. All right? And don't let anyone tell you, man, you really focus on the stupid small things too much. No. Like, watch film on your game and care about the little bitty things because they add up. And it's the people that go out there and they're like, hey, whatever, I won today. And they just care about like right now. And they're happy that they're a 7th grader who just beat some 7th graders. Well, when you get older, if you don't perfect the details and you're not obsessing about perfecting those details, there will be people who will. And when you add 5 years onto that, when you're a senior and they're a senior, you ain't catching them. So make sure that you are that person obsessing about perfecting the details. And maybe this might add some anxiety to your life. Just understand that it takes years to get better at it, and that you have so much time. So don't worry. Just go out there and make every single day a little bit more perfect. All right, let's see the history of hoops. If you check our website again, on the challenge section, you can see the history of hoops. This is Willis Reed's return. He's a New York legend, and he got injured during the game, and they thought he was out. He's their leader. They started to lose, and all of a sudden, from the shadows came Willis Reed, and he comes hobbling out. And he gets back on the court, and they're like, what? And he goes out there and he scores quick 4 points, but then he gets taken back out of the game. But that was enough to overturn the entire momentum and to give his team a chance to win. All right, it's a very, very big comeback story. And anytime that anyone steps back on the court, they're always like, shades of Willis Reed. You can see these stories and many, many more on our website in the challenge section under the history of hoops. Watch these stories, be inspired by them. Okay, now we have clinics happening. More clinics happening this week, all right, or next week, all right, and I'll talk about that in a bit, but we'll talk about one more clinic today after we talk about the schedule, the upcoming schedule, all right. So the upcoming schedule, let's get this out of the way real quick. All right, here's our schedule, viewing our events. This is where you click on it. You want to click on the skills clinic. But for right now, I'm going to click on view events to see where it is and what we're doing. So next Monday, we're doing the ball handling clinic. Next Tuesday is the offensive skills clinic. But this time, I'm going to talk about the Wednesday one. So this is the inside scoring clinic. So if I go back to that page and I click on the skills clinic right here at the bottom, all right, you get to see the inside scoring. Now, inside scoring, the thing to win would be this upper right-hand one with Akeem Olajuwon. All right, if you scroll down to inside scoring, you can see the 10 tips that we have that are mixed in with the inside scoring. One is position yourself early by creating and sealing an angle to the basket. This is what bigs should do, but also guards can do this on fast breaks. When you guys go into someone, you have to get the position early. Use your pivot feet to maneuver towards the basket and or when you're already near the basket. We use Coach Says and the Kobe post move to describe this. There are a couple of, one is a fun game, the other one is a great drill. Okay, use your pivot feet and know how to use it too. So we're gonna practice on that. Stay low to maximize strength, balance, and quickness. This is our athletic finish. Keep the ball high as quickly and as often as you possibly can. The Legend Series. Having the ball up keeps the defense away from you. It makes you strong. Prevents them from even having a chance to foul you, let alone stop you. All right. Think to score first, then attempt to pass. All right. That's our 2-on-1 break. Rotate to the passing angles. Players should move to where the passer can see them. All right. Look off defenders. You may also think to pass first to better your chance to score. This is our post regression. And then finish strong by instigating the contact and by expecting to get fouled. That is cut off the trail layup. That's finishing strong. And then use your off arm to fend off the defender while shooting. That's when you shoot, your off arm should be straight up and out, so that if they do foul you, it's the hand without the ball. But if you don't only have one hand up and they foul you, you're not making that shot. All right, so you want to fend them off without pushing off. Just fend them off and create some room for yourself. So it's a very important part of it. Last one is finish towards the basket and follow your shot for the potential rebound. Every time that you shoot a shot, you shouldn't just sprint in, but you're looking for offensive rebounds. Go toward the basket. Be aggressive. Create some fouls for these people. All right, so make sure that you do all that stuff. And let's move on to, oh, it's me. I gotta make myself disappear then. I ain't trying to see myself, but let's watch this video. Let's see what I'm talking about, and then we'll get back to the show. Watch it. People say that I should believe in players, and players want me to believe in them, but do you deserve that belief? Or is it on you to earn that belief? A lot of people think that it's chicken and the egg. Without the coach believing in you, then you're not going to be able to achieve greatness. But unless you're trying to achieve greatness, why should the coach believe in you? So I say only one of those two things are in your realm of influence. And since you can't just ask or beg your coach to believe in you, why don't you give him or her something to believe in? And then that will perpetuate itself to help you even more. So if you're a player out there and you're not working as hard as you possibly can, and you're not doing things to get that coach to believe in you, then you're sabotaging yourself. Because it doesn't matter for the coach if you work or if you don't. It's your dreams. It's your future. So you should be the one instigating it all. And if you happen to have a coach who does believe in you, don't let him down. All right, so basically what I'm saying is you might have a coach that believes in you, you may have a coach that doesn't believe in you. You can't really control that. And because you can't control that, just control what you can control. And that's, are you doing the things to be believed in? So you can't wait to work hard. You can't wait for the coach to believe in you to start working hard. That's not how it works. All right? You have to start working hard, and maybe the coach might believe in you, maybe you may not still. But you've done all that you can do. That's a huge thing in life to understand too. Control what you can control, and then let the chips fall where they may. You can't change other people. That's all I'm trying to say about that. So don't sit there and wait for the coach to believe in you. Go out there and make them believe in you, and if they still don't, then they're idiots. All right? You've done your part. Of course they should believe in you. If they don't, that's on them. So chill in that regard. Let's see the trivia question today. Trivia question is, this spicy NBA player was an NBA champ, most improved player recipient, and was supposed to be a Catholic priest. Who is this player? Does anybody know? First person to answer wins. We got Jacob Tenenbaum leading the way with 8, Jace Dolph with 6. We're at the end of the month, toward the end of the month. All right, you still have a few more days to win. Good luck to everybody out there. First person to answer wins, and you win a $50 coin by the end of the month if you win. I will talk to you guys in a second. You have until the end of the show to answer. I'll ask the same question next week if no one answers. But watch this commercial.
My height projection was below 50%. My chances of playing college ball were slim to none. That's when my dad found true height. After seeing the clean ingredients, he knew it would give me the best chances for success. I grew 4 inches in 2 years and got called up to varsity as a freshman. I want other kids to know that you can overcome whatever obstacles are in front of you, but it takes hard work and dedication. The question is, how bad do you want it?
And we're back. All right, we got no answer so far, so I'm going to go to the story of the day. All right, watch it. Let me know what you think about it. We'll talk about it in a second. Story of the day. Watch it.
Dirk Nowitzki has a workout routine that's impossible to emulate. The fun part is that many incoming rookies attempt to join him when they first join the team. But after a month or two, Dirk is alone once again. You can only pretend to be great for so long. The great ones just do it naturally.
That is amazing about Dirk. I mean, there are so many people that respected Dirk, and they come into the team, the Dallas Mavericks, and they were like, I want to be like Dirk Nowitzki. And they go out there and they work really, really hard. Then they realize after a while, I can't be Dirk Nowitzki. All right? He was working too hard. They have millions of dollars. They're some of the best players on the whole planet, and they get in there and they want to do this thing, and they're unable to do it because Dirk is just too hard of a worker. All right? Think about yourself. All right? Think about what Jace is going through right now, where he's like, I don't know, why is no one joining me? Why can't we do this? Why can't we? Because it's a lonely road. It's a very lonely road. All right? It's going to be hard. All right? Because who's going to join you when you're trying to work like Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan. That's it. All right, maybe Steph and Kobe. That's it. All right, you're going toward loneliness, and if you want it to be like a whole bunch of friends with you, then you should go toward mediocrity. You get a lot of people wanting to work one day a week and going to eat some ice cream or some fries. All right, try to invite people out for donuts and see how many more people that you get than when you try to invite them out to go work out and to run 5 miles. I'll tell you right now, you're going to be having a packed car if you're going to Krispy Kreme. You're going to have an empty car if you're going to go work out at 6 o'clock in the morning. All right? So, yes, that is how it is. And Dirk Nowitzki had to experience that. But isn't that like a compliment? Isn't that like an enormous boost in your ego? It's like, yo, you want to try to do my workout? Come on, young buck. Try to keep up to me. Try to keep up to my Hall of Fame self. You think you can do what I do? Oh Lord, come on. Come on and try. And then when they try, they end up quitting after 2 weeks. That's got to be amazing. So feel like that. I know you guys are kids, you guys want friends and things like that, but no, this should be like the coolest thing in the world to you, that people can't do what you can do. And here's what you guys are doing. The homework. The pain you feel today is the strength you feel tomorrow. Speaking of Jace, right there. Right when I said it, he's right there doing the homework. That was 17 hours ago. Who's doing homework today? Finishing at the rim, Jace passing, Jace hook shots. We got Mello right there. We got Weston and Lincoln and Rumi posting. I went to the rec center and I spoke to them about you guys being able to post. They will let you post. I will speak to them, but I got something to ask of you guys. So next time I see you, I'll be asking you guys to do me a favor, and you have to go apologize to that guy. So I need you guys to treat people well in person as well. All right, but with an apology. And with him thinking that you guys are afraid of me, he will let you guys post as much as you guys want. So let's get past this point, please. All right, here's our attendance page. All right, as much as you guys want to work, these are our hardest workers. All right, we got a tie going on between Mason and Teo. Teo's winning all time, of course. All right, then we got Romello with 84.5. Then Adrian Mendoza is behind them with 81. All right, Max Godfrey's right there. This is a perpetual thing. And then Jace. All right, it takes a while. You have to keep going. All right, and out of all these people, Teo's been going like for 3 years doing this. This isn't just like, oh, let me try 1 year and see what happens. No. He's in it for the long haul. So you want to be like these guys. And you want to catch these guys, our historical leaders. Ian Salmon's still at the top of the thing. Let's someone try to get to 1,000 workouts. That's the beginning, but the goal is 2,000. Can you get to 2,000? You have 12 years to do it if you're a young kid. Let's see if you guys can get to that level. All right, because that's the goal. That's our version of the 10,000 hour rule. All right, but again, we have a couple of Colorado guys on this list, like Noah Masseth. Right there at 654. He's right behind Emma Godfrey. And then we have Kieran Louth at 548. All right, those guys are kind of waning down. It gets harder as we go along. So that is what it is. Noah's birthday is coming up as well. Same with Wes's. If we have practiced on those days, you guys get to shoot for a $50 coin. And good luck with that. All right, and then below that, we have our Quest to 2,000 events. And Joey Massett is being caught by Jay Stolf, who's off to a hot start. He's only 76 workouts in. All right, it may just be a start. He may realize how hard it actually is soon, and then he'll have to stop and be like, okay, let me reassess. This isn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought there would be so much more glory, right? Maybe. All right, but Joey Masseth is 400 in almost. All right, and then Adrian Mendoza too is kind of just starting out. Last September he started out, so just a little bit more than Jace. So let's see if they can keep these numbers up. Romello's been in for a little bit, so him being high and Joey being high mean a little bit more. But let's see if you guys can keep up to them in terms of the probability of making it to 2,000 events. It is tough. It is tough. And let's see where Teo is. 61% because his time's running out. He's already an 8th grader. Let's see what happens when he becomes a high schooler and when he gets his driver's license. Is he going to be driving himself to practice, or has this all been because of his dad? All right, all these questions to be answered, and you want to be high on this list. Noah, pretty low chance to make 2,000 because he's toward the end, and I mean, girlfriends come into play. High school basketball, you got so much other stuff than to just work out. But I assure you, if you guys do all this stuff, you guys will have a great chance to do great things. So keep working, okay? Don't forget that our quote of the day is obsess about perfecting details. And I'll make sure that I always do it. All right? I'll make sure that I care about the small details in improving your game because I know that those things add up. So if you were ever to watch me play, you might say, man, John's a little lazy now. Well, I'm 43 years old, dude. I'm tired. All right? Or maybe like, whatever it may be. But I promise you in this regard, in the regard of like helping you improve at the game, I will be as perfect as I possibly can on a daily basis. So follow my lead there. And give me some stories to say. All right, give me some amazing tales to tell. All right, because you know I love telling the stories. All right, so if you're one of the people that I get to talk about 20 years from now, that would be an amazing goal, I believe, in and of itself. Okay, so make sure you guys keep showing up. Don't forget, we do not have games this weekend, but we have games, I think, in like 2 weeks. All right, we're going to be doing a few tournaments with GTE, and then we have our clinic starting up next Monday. So enjoy your week off. Hopefully, you guys are still working. Post that homework, please. We don't. You guys should not be taking weeks off. All right, and I will see y'all soon. All right, that's my time. Talk to y'all later. Reese's Pieces, everybody.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary with the Get Some podcast, and my guest this week is...
This is day one of the 5 Perfect Week Challenge on the tail. We're going to start on a mile.
When Shea Gill
This is day one of the 5 Perfect Week Challenge on the tail. We're going to start on a mile.